But I mean, he's world class.
Yeah.
Literally. Oh,
he's brilliant,
my
isn't he?
God. He's unbelievable. Like, his work rate, his technique, his running in behind, his finishing. He's got absolutely everything.
I'll tell you what else he's got. He's got a little bit of attitude, you know.
Yes.
And because you always think the interviews after the game, and he always plays with a smile on his face, and he's really nice and polite. But you can see when he doesn't get the ball, when he thinks he should be getting it, he absolutely dishes out bollocking.
Yeah, I love it. I think he's an amazing player. He's a dream for your team, isn't he? Because his attitude is just incredible.
A game they really had to win. You felt if they want to have a chance of being fourth, they did so, and now they've put themselves in prime position for that. But boy, oh boy, they were good in the second half, weren't they?
Well, they were electric. They were unbelievable and punched them. I thought that was a really good. I mean, the first half, I thought both teams went at each other. The energy from both of them was superb. But Tottenham just blew them away in the second half, didn't they? They were incredible.
They were terrific. Played some great football. I thought Maddison ran the show again. He's turned himself into, well, he is a great footballer, but he's also a leader on the field. You can see him cajoling the players all around the place. The recruitment's been so good. They've made themselves a really competitive side now. Do you think, Micah?
Yeah, they really have. It was sad to see Van de Ven go off the pitch, though. I mean, when you talk about tactics and how they want to play, we've give Ange Postecoglou.
Well said.
So much credit, haven't we? And they play so high. And it was Danny Murphy who was doing Match of the Day 2 yesterday, and he did a really good piece on how brave the centre-backs were, and what it was good, the push really high up, they sort of go man for man at the back against Bailey and Watkins. But what that does lead into a race constantly. So Villa tried to get the ball quickly forward, and then Van de Ven's constantly having to sprint back. He's got big numbers, one of the fastest players in the Premier League. But then now he's going to be out if he's tweaked his hamstring again. So they play great football, front-footed football, entertaining stuff that we all want to see. But for the centre halves, it is hard work, really hard work.
They're one of the sides you want to watch, though, now, aren't they? And that's an important part of football, the entertainment factor. You know, when they're on telly, you think, oh yeah, a bit of Tottenham. This will be exciting.
Yeah, the manager's done well, hasn't he? He's got that style of play, and it is risky. But what they do with their fullbacks, and you've got to have a quick centre half if you're going to play that way. And certainly Van de Ven is. There's no one around quicker than him, I don't think. But you've got to give him great credit for the way he sort of came in. His players understood pretty quickly what he was trying to do, and it's worked for them. And they are a really good team to watch. Good energy, and they've got something about them.
You know, the strange thing, you know, when we talk about top players, and we always give Son his credit, but you know, when people are sort of linked with teams, Son never really seems to get linked with a Barcelona or a Real Madrid, or
because he's playing for one.
But they're a massive club, Spurs. They're a massive club. But I mean, he's world class. Yeah. Literally. Oh,
he's brilliant,
my
isn't he?
God. He's unbelievable. Like, his work rate, his technique, his running in behind, his finishing. He's got absolutely everything.
I'll tell you what else he's got. He's got a little bit of attitude, you know.
Yes.
And because you always think the interviews after the game, and he always plays with a smile on his face, and he's really nice and polite. But you can see when he doesn't get the ball, when he thinks he should be getting it, he absolutely dishes out bollocking.
Yeah, I love it. I think he's an amazing player. He's a dream for your team, isn't he? Because his attitude is just incredible. And Mike has said about his abilities, you can understand why everyone loves him, particularly the Spurs fans.
Yeah. You talked about Van de Ven there, Micah. Get a centre-half perspective, but I thought the new signing, Dragusin, when he came on, I thought he did really well, you know.
Yeah, they paid about 27 million for him. I believe
Genoa, wasn't it?
Yes, it's about around that 27 mark anyway. And sometimes it's difficult coming into a system where you have to be exposed to the high line. I think the old school defenders, we like to sit deep, people in front of us, and sort of communicate from the back, and you would defend your box, as it were. That was when you would come into play. But they've got to do so much more now, whether it's on the ball, building up, having a high line, being able to run back in position, also while having to track runners and defend your box. So I thought he had a really good game. He could play a little bit midfield as well. So yeah, a really good addition for them.
There was quite an amusing moment towards the latter stages of the match where he let's say he took one in the bollocks. A ball got blasted at him from about 5 yards away and he went down. But there's always something amusing about that. I don't know why, because it's definitely not amusing when it happens to you.
Well, it depends on the size, doesn't it? I mean, some are well blessed.
Yeah, what those meter balls or the Nike balls? It depends how big they are. Is that what you're saying? So there was a brilliant moment where he went down and he's clutching on, and then they just obviously inside the ground they played a replay on the big screen, and you could hear there were about 60,000 fans all went, ooh. I remember I played at the City Ground at Forest in a game again for Spurs, and I was always brought back. It's the only time I ever came back was if there was a free kick and I was in the wall, and Stuart Pearce was taking the free kick, and he had a thunderous shot. Did Stuart, and he kind of did a long run up and he blasted it. It hit me straight in there. I went, oh my God. And it was the one time I think I can ever remember Stuart Pearce laughing, because he's so serious. Who's going to finish fourth, Spurs or Villa? It's almost as difficult as the league probably, but Spurs have the momentum at the moment.
Yeah, Spurs, I would say, yeah.
Spurs have got a game in hand, haven't they?
Yeah, which it's slightly in their favour.